करल ब्रह्मण रंगे, से सब स्थान हेरी पो आम्ही प्रणयी भकत संगे। मृदंग वाद्य सुनीते मन अवसर सदयाचे, कौरविहित कीर्तन सुनी आनंदे हृदय नाचे। युगल मूर्ती देखिया मोरा परमानंद होय, प्रसाद सेवा करीते होय सकल प्रपंच जया। जे दिन गृहे भजन देखी गृहे ते गोलोक भाय, चरण सिधू देखिया गंगा सुख नासे न पाया। तुलसी देखी जुड़ाय प्राण माधव तो शनि जानी, वर प्रिय शाख सेवनी जीवन सार्थक मानी। भक्ति विनोद कृष्ण भजने अनुकूल पाय जाहा, प्रति दिवसे परम सुखे स्वीकार करिये ताहा। शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल, भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेमलती कारमूल। भक्ति विनोदा ठाकुर की जय हो, पंचतत्व की जय हो। हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो रे।
यस माता जी। ओके
माता जी, कैन आई सिंग माता जी?
What you say?
Okay, thank you माता जी। श्री कृष्ण
माता जी,
हरे कृष्णा।
Voice is not coming clear.
म्यूट किया है, सब म्यूट है।
Narani माता जी got logged out, I guess.
Yeah, my connectivity problem is there. You can start. You are able to hear me?
Yes माता जी, can I sing माता जी?
Yeah, sing. My connectivity, some problem is there. It will happen like this only today.
Okay.
Start fast.
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे, तुम बिना के जगत संसारे, पतिता तो तव तारा मौसम पतिता प्रभु ना पाइबे आरा। आहा प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद सुखी, कृपा बलोकाना करो दुखी, दया करो सीतापति अद्वैता गोसाई, तव कृपा बले चैतन्य नीता Hare Gaura Prema Maya Tanu Pandita Gadadhara Srinivasa Hari Dasa Gaura Sagara Aswar Sanatana Rupara Bhattajuta Srijiva Prabhu Lokana Prabhu Shri Ramachandra Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Voice is
Hare
breaking. Hari Bol.
Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Mataji Dandat Pranam. Thank you Mataji.
Your voice is breaking too much. Okay, what is the verse number?
Oh,
Chapter
sorry,
1, Caitanya Bhagavata.
222 Mataji.
My connectivity is going, coming. Can anybody put some network issue is there? Can anybody put the verse number? Chandrapati Prabhu, what you are putting, I don't know, 0203. Why are you putting like that? Just put verse number, na? Chapter 1, verse number 0304. What is this
Mataji,
type of putting this? This is a
222.
new. I think you should put every day 222 verse number. Because there are so many classes which I take, I'm not able to understand which verse I was in the last. Every day, Raksha, you put the verse number properly.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji, I'm putting. Yes, Mataji.
So text number 222. Nayatra Vaikunta Katha Sudha Paga Na Sadhavo Bhagavatastada Nayatra Yagisha Makha Mahotsavaha Suresha Loko Pinavai Sasevatyam. The supremacy of the human birth in the land of Bharat, India, which is favorable for the service of Hari, and the great utility for achieving the fifth goal of life, Panchama Purushartha, that is Bhakti, provided by human birth in that same land of Bharata, which is full of sacred places, wherein Lord Hari appeared and enacted his pastimes, and which is better than the temporary heavenly planets, wherein the remembrance of the lotus feet of Hari is absent, are glorified by the demigods in the following verse spoken by Sri Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. So an intelligent person does not take interest in a place, even in the topmost planetary system, if the pure Ganga of topics concerning the Supreme Lord's activities does not flow there. If there are not devotees engaged in the service on the banks of such a river of piety, or if there are no festivals of Sankirtana Yajna to satisfy the Lord, especially since Sankirtana Yajna is recommended in this age, what is the use of staying? What is the use of staying in the heavenly planetary systems if the pure Ganga does not flow there? That means if the pure Ganga of the topics of Krishna does not flow, devotees are not present. And then there is no festival of Sankirtana Yajna, which is the topmost Yajna which is recommended for this age of Kali. If these things are not present, what is the use of staying even in the heavenly planets? Bharat Bhumite Haila Manushya Janmaya Janma Sarthaka Kori Kara Para Upkar. In this Bharata Bhumi, especially we have got a human body. What more advantageous position a person can have? And in this land, Lord Hari appeared. And if we don't value this and try to imitate something which in the other part of the world they are doing, some short pants and all these things, no culture, open hairs, you see all pisachis. But we have got a wonderful culture. Why don't we take this culture? Because Krishna has appeared here and we should be very fortunate that we can fulfill the Panchama Purushartha. We can get that Panchama Purushartha, just Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, that everybody is aspiring. But what about the Panchama Purushartha Bhakti, that only devotees hanker? Garbhavasa Dukkha Prabhu Eho Mora Bhaila Yadi Tora Smriti Mora Rahe Sarvakala. I do not mind the miseries of living in the womb, provided I can constantly remember you. If I get the opportunity to hear in the womb, then it's so wonderful. I don't mind staying in the womb. O Lord, although the extremely miserable conditions within the womb are intolerable and heart-rending, if my constant remembrance of you remains intact while suffering such extremely miserable conditions, then they are most praiseworthy, desirable, relishable, and wish-fulfilling. Kunti Maharani's prayers has been put. Vipada santuta shashva tatta tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yasyada punar bhava darshanam. So devotee is not afraid of any miserable condition, provided he can hear and chant the holy name of Krishna. Tora pada padmera smaranahi yatha ihena kripa kara prabhuna feliba tatha. O Lord, grant me the mercy that you will not send me to any place where remembrance of your lotus feet is absent. So now your devotees should pray this. Oh Lord, don't send me anywhere where your holy name is not chanted. No one is remembering you. Since your mercy is not present in a place where one finds either the desire for temporary material sense gratification or the checking of the desire for temporary material sense gratification. In other words, material enjoyment or renunciation, or where one finds attachment and hatred, rather than remembrance of your lotus feet, your illusory cruelty towards the godless living entities is directly or indirectly present there. Please give up such illusory cruelty and deceit and never captivate me with material objects that are not related to you. This is my heartfelt prayer. If your causeless mercy is showered on me, then you will always illuminate me and remain in the pathway of my memory. And this I will consider your non-duplicitous mercy. May I not be vanquished by forgetting your lotus feet as a result of the fierce attacks of happiness and distress produced from my own sense gratification. So this is the prayers. Let me not be vanquished, O Lord. Let me always remember you. So how is Krishna's illusory cruelty is seen? It is seen on those people who are envious of Krishna. And Krishna puts them more in illusion. That is how they are completely deluded by the illusory energy. And there is not a small place left where they can remember Krishna. Even in their consciousness, not even a small loophole is also there where they can remember Krishna, because they're so envious, so atheistic. Yehi mata dukha prabhu koti koti janma pailu vistara prabhu sabha mora karma. I have suffered this way for millions and millions of births simply as a result of my karma. So this birth and death cycle is nothing but reaping our karmas. But then I have suffered enough, O Lord. Now don't put me in a place where I cannot remember you. So karma refers to the results of the previous misdeeds, sinful activities, misfortune, ill fortune, bad luck. Se dukkha vipada prabhu rahu bare bara. Yadi tora smriti thake sarva vedasara. O Lord, may those miseries and dangers come again and again as long as your remembrance, which is the essence of all Vedas, remain intact. So it's the same, similar to the Kunti Maharani's prayer. Let the miseries come again and again. As long as your remembrance is there, and that is the essence of the Vedas. If that is there, then a devotee is not afraid of any miserable condition. The essence of all the Vedas is that if a living entity constantly remembers Krishna, he will never face any kind of inauspiciousness. O Lord, even after falling into a miserable condition of life in this world, as a result of my previous misdeeds, if your remembrance constantly remains awake within my heart, it will be most auspicious for me to liberate the forgetful materialistic living entities from their absorption in matter and arouse their inclination towards me. The Lord has provided them innumerable threefold tribulations and miseries, which from the external point of view appear to be punishment, but from the internal point of view, they are the evidence of great compassion. If you see yesterday's video which was put, our Srila Prabhupada says external misery is nothing but the compassion given by Krishna, isn't it? Yesterday's video, if you are seen, Prabhupada gives a very wonderful explanation about the misery which is given by Lord. It is actually Krishna makes us aware of this material world, how it is dukkhalam, how it is a shashvatam. And also whatever karmas we have done, for that the so-called punishment is nothing but a compassion which Krishna shows. Like you eat some nonsensical food, then you have to undergo an operation. Maybe some intestinal, some problem is there or some other problem is there. Because of your own mistake, like you drive very fast, your own mistake, you undergo some operations. Now you don't tell doctor that you are very cruel. That is actually another way of compassion. In the same way, we have misbehaved. We have utilized our time according to our will. In fact, we have not utilized the time in Krishna's service. Then in this way, we have reaped so many sins. When we have got the sins, now the time has come to face the sinful reactions. Those sinful reactions are nothing but it's Krishna's mercy. At every step we are bewildered by the false ego of proudly identifying ourselves as the doers of our activities. And we remain constantly attached to sense gratification. But the bewildering, illusory energy of the Lord turns all our material enjoyment into an ocean of misery. Yet, behind the severe prescription of being afflicted by oppression, punishment, threefold miseries, the incomparable mercy of the Lord flows like the Falgu river, which flows underground. Since in this material world we face innumerable varieties of inconveniences like obstacles, disturbances, dangers, misfortune, when our sense gratification is disturbed as a result, we condemn the misuse of our independence as godlessness, which is the root cause of our threefold miseries, and we simultaneously develop a distaste for absorption in matter. So very nicely it has been told here that what is the meaning of independence? Independence means dependence on Krishna. But this person is not understanding the word independence and misuses. So materialistic person misuses independence and does whatever he wants. And that leads to godlessness. And in this way, distaste in devotional service arouse. At that time, we endeavor to search out our eternal benefit and freedom from material enjoyment, which is full of misery, and we remember the unlimited mercy of the lotus feet of the Lord, Madhusudana, the deliverer from the sins and calamities. So now, after beaten so nicely by the material energy, the person now remembers the unlimited mercy. The lesson we get from this is that to endeavor to enjoy or lord it over the material nature is an extremely foolish proposition. Remembrance of Krishna, who is Sachidananda Vigraha and the cause of all causes, engagement in his service based on remembrance is our eternal wealth and source of supreme benefit. So here the solution has been given. How to come out of all these reactions? Just remember Krishna. He is Sachidananda Vigraha. It's the cause of all causes. Even in the midst of all the difficulties, if a person remembers Krishna, Satatam, Smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavya na jatuchit. Sarvavidhi nishedasur reva kinkaraha. If a person is subservient to the Lord, remembers Krishna, then he has nothing to worry. Even in the midst of difficulty, he is not agitated, he is not bewildered. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Sukadeva Goswami speaks to Parikshit Maharaj. Etaman Sankhya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janmalabha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smritihi. Ante Narayana Smritihi. That is the purpose. One has to remember the Supreme Personality of God at the end of life. For that, what he has to do? Constantly chant the holy name. This is the highest perfection. Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam. Either by Sankhya or by some mystic power. Swadharma Parinishthaya. One has to understand what should be his Swadharma. What should be his occupational duty. Janmalabha Parapumsam. This is the Janmalabha. This will be the perfection. The perfection of performing your Swadharma very nicely, or engrossed in the knowledge of matter and spirit, or by practicing the mystic yoga, whatever it may be, but the perfection of life is Ante Narayana Smritihi. If at the time of giving up the body one remembers Narayana, nothing like that. So yesterday, Sabu Prabhuji's father left his body. At the time of giving up the body, here Mataji was chanting Bhagavad Gita verses. So from morning itself, she had started. 18th chapter ended and he left the body. So this is the perfection of being a wonderful father, or whatever occupational duties we have, the perfection of even studying the Sankhya, that is a knowledge of the matter and spirit. The perfection of practicing mystic yoga is that one should remember Krishna, Antahas Narayana Smriti, Ante Narayana Smriti. Hena Kara Krishna, He Vedasya Yoga Diya, Charane Rakha Hadasi Nandana Koriya. Oh Krishna, Hena Kara Krishna, Eve Dasa Yoga Diya. Please give me your service. Favor me with your service. Charane Rakaha, keep me at your lotus feet. How? Dasi Nandana Kariya, as your maid servant of Krishna, please keep me at your lotus feet. Favor me. That means unto whoever Krishna has favored, Krishna gives devotional service. And how he gives, seeing the desire of the devotee. The more you hanker for devotional service, you will get it. More you run away from Krishna, Krishna also runs away from you. That is why devotees should hanker for devotional service. Devotional service is not so easy to get. If you are getting it, that means it's Mahabhagya, Ahobhagya. Just as the son of a Grahastha devotee, his maid servant, does not know anything from the time of his birth other than the service of the Lord, you should similarly always engage me in your unalloyed service, accepting me as a son of your dependent maid servant. Then I may remain constantly engaged in your non-duplicitous service and never on the pretext of service become a master by forgetting you. Again, when a person gets a service, he should become more humble. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastini, Shunicheva Chapake Pandita Samadarshinaha. So Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, the more a person is in knowledge, he should be more humble. And in this way, he should not try to lord it over the material nature. He should not try to become a master. The pride makes us forget Krishna. Bare ka karha yadi ye dukher par toma bai tabe prabhu na chami chahimu ar. If you once deliver me from this miserable condition of life, then I will not desire anything other than you. So please deliver me from this miserable condition of life. Which miserable condition has been spoken? Because Sagulan Samati Tetan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, that is the nature of the devotee. He is not affected by the material conditions. The most miserable condition is the forgetfulness of Krishna. Wherever he may be, he should not forget Krishna. So that is the most horrible condition, miserable condition, where he is surrounded by people who make him forget Krishna. So he says, "Oh Lord, please deliver me from this terrible condition. I do not want anything else." Yai mata garbhavase pade anukshana taho bala vevase bhalavase Krishna smritira karana. In this way, the child constantly burns within the womb of his mother. Yet he nevertheless likes that situation because he can think of Krishna. So, why is he liking this situation? Because he's able to think of Krishna. Though he's burning in the womb of mother, still he is liking it because he's able to think of Krishna. The word taho means, in spite of being burned by the miseries of residing in the womb, although the intense pangs of distress resulting from living in the womb are certainly intolerable. Since the situation is endowed with the happiness of Krishna's service, the child accepts suffering in that condition as relishable and desirable. The child is accepting that suffering. Why? Because he is happy in Krishna's service. He is bestowed that advantageous position of remembering Krishna and serving Krishna. Stavera prabhave garbe dukkha nahi paya kale pade bhumite apana anichaya. So by the influence of his prayer, the child does not feel distress in the womb, and in due course of time, he reluctantly comes out. Last verse. Shuna shuna mata jiva tatvera samsthana bhumite padila matra haya ageyama ageyana. O mother, please hear attentively about the living entity's condition. He loses consciousness on touching the ground. Jiva tatvera samsthana refers to the situation of the materialistic conditioned soul who has forgotten Krishna. He could remain in the womb because he was able to remember Krishna. But the moment he came out, he forgot. In this way, he cries, he sighs, he's lost his consciousness. And in this way, he floats in an ocean of mercy, murchagata haya kshane kshane kande shwase kahite na pare dukkha sagarete bhase. This way, he cries, he sighs, he loses his consciousness. Unable to say anything, he floats in an ocean of misery. So in this way, he is completely put in a miserable condition. So here we'll stop. Any doubts you can ask. Any doubts?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, done with pranam. Mataji, so after coming out from the womb, अगर भक्तों का संग मतलब भगवान भक्तों के घर में ही अगर जन्म होता है तो वो बच्चे का तो भाग्य और बढ़ जाएगा ना माताजी?
Yes.
भक्तों का संग मिलेगा तो
6वें अध्याय में दिया है, थोड़ा भक्ति करते हैं प्राप्य पुण्य कृतम लोकान उषित्वा शाश्वतीम क्षमाशुचि नाम श्रीमताम गे योग भ्रष्ट विजायते, और थोड़ा ज्यादा करते हैं तो उनका जन्म भक्तों के घर में हो जाता है, तो उनका तो अहो भाग्य। उसमें प्रभुपाद अपने बारे में भी लिखते हैं, भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर के बारे में भी लिखते हैं कि कैसा उनका जन्म भक्त के परिवार में बना है, मिला है। इसलिए भक्तों का कर्तव्य है, उनके घर में बच्चा आ जाता है ना, उनको भर भर के भक्ति दो, क्योंकि उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला है तो बहुत भक्ति देना चाहिए। माताओं को तो ज्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए अपने बच्चों में, ज्यादा उनको पीछे रहना चाहिए, उनको ज्यादा सिखाना चाहिए। भक्ति मिल गया है तो भक्ति दिया, अब हमें मिला है तो हमें बच्चों को देना चाहिए। हम बोलते हैं हमारे बच्चों को इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, हमको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है उनको भक्ति देने में, वही प्रॉब्लम है। बच्चों के ऊपर तो हम दोष नहीं दे सकते, हमें मालूम होना चाहिए कैसे भक्ति उनको देना है। कभी कभी हम डांटते हैं ना हमारे लिए, कभी बच्चों को भी डांट सकते हैं। बच्चों को भक्ति में इंटरेस्ट नहीं, इस बात कहना गलत है, हमें प्रयास करना ही है। डिफरेंट
माताजी इनडायरेक्ट वे तो हम कर ही सकते हैं ना, अगर वो डायरेक्टली ना करे तो
प्रसाद देना, प्रसाद खिलाना,
यस माताजी।
इनडायरेक्ट वे तो कर ही सकते, डायरेक्ट वे नहीं समझते तो इनडायरेक्ट वे। घर में 24 आवर्स महामंत्र लगाइए, इनडायरेक्ट वे, तो कोई कुछ बोलेगा ही नहीं। आप उसको बैठ बैठ के भक्ति करो, आपसे झगड़ा कर रहा है तो आप क्या करिए, महामंत्र लगाइए, ऐसा कुछ ना कुछ करिए जिससे आपका पूरा ध्यान कैसे कैसे भी इसको भक्ति में लाना है। कभी कभी नीचे भेज दीजिए, जा फूल लेके आ जा भगवान के लिए, तो बड़े बच्चे हैं तो कुछ ना कुछ खरीदी करके लेके आ सकते हैं। कभी कभी आपके साथ कुकिंग कर सकते हैं भगवान को भोग लगाने में, गर्ल्स हैं बॉयज हैं, आप उनको एंगेज कर सकते हैं, डिफरेंट वेज में एंगेज कर सकते हैं। ठीक है।